Hi everyone, welcome back to Anishifter. How are you guys? In this video, we'll discuss about Ymir, the first founding Titan goals. But before that, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, because Anishifter still have many more theory. 2,000 years ago the Eldians were known for their cruelty and slavery. Ymir lived as a prisoner of the Eldia kingdom as a slave who did slave labor after his village was attacked by the Eldians. She has a very difficult life. Like a slave, she does not have freedom over herself, she only lives to serve the Eldian king, Fritz. Ymir, who was originally innocent, became interested in the meaning of freedom when she saw a couple from Eldia getting married. She began to think about the true meaning of freedom. Until one day the village of Eldia became fussy because someone released the pigs from their pen. Ymir, who was the most innocent and weakest slave there, was immediately sacrificed by other slaves. They unanimously appointed Ymir as the culprit, and as punishment she was released and treated like a game. The Eldians who hunted Ymir seemed to really enjoy it. Ymir, who hopeless, can only surrender to wait for her death, because the life she has been living all this time also makes her suffer. Ymir, who was hopeless and desperate, found a very large tree and she went into it to hide. Ymir's bad luck was not only there. When she stepped inside, it turned out that there was a hole and she fell and accepted that this was the end of her life. When she surrendered and fell, what happened then? She even got into the liquid. There, a mysterious creature like a centipede unites with her, and turns it into a huge, terrifying creature with a height of more than 240 meters. This is the beginning of the appearance of the first Titan. Ymir's journey as a slave does not stop there, and here are 6 goals for Ymir in the further. 1. Stop being a slave. As a result of the atrocities of the Eldians at that time, Ymir from childhood had dedicated herself as a slave to King Fritz. Because of the strong instincts of her slave, Ymir, who has obtained immense power from a mysterious creature, namely as the 240-meter-tall, the founding Titan, returns to King Fritz, who previously wanted to kill her. Even if she wanted to fight back, she could easily destroy the Eldia nation in one night. If Ymir killed all the Eldians, it was certain that the war and the current Eldian curse would not have occurred. With her new power, Ymir, instead of being free, returned to serve King Fritz, and used her Titan power to wage war, cultivate the land, build bridges, and accumulate wealth for the Eldians. As a gift from King Fritz to Ymir for his services, Fritz made her a concubine. She was even told to bear Fritz's child as her concubine, and then they had 3 children named Maria, Rose, and Sheena. After 13 years of being King Fritz's concubine, Ymir's unfortunate fate did not end there. She died while thwarting an assassination attempt on Fritz by Marley during the peace agreement. Ymir's death could not be because of that alone, because the age limit of the Titan shifter is only 13 years, which might make her have instinct or unconsciously controlled by that mysterious creature that made her end his life at that time. Ymir, who hoped for peace and freedom from slavery during her life after death, instead found herself in a mysterious and barren land. That is what we know today as the world of the Path. For fear of losing the Titan power, King Fritz then forced his daughter to eat their mother's corpse until nothing was left, in an effort to maintain the strength of the Titans, so that Ymir's blood would not be cut off and Eldia could rule forever with her Titan's power. After the death and power of her Titan passed on to his daughters, Ymir, who had died, returned to become a slave to the Eldians in the world of the Path by making countless Titans. This is the source of the Titan form that can appear in the real world. After more than 2,000 years of being a slave, Eren Yeager emerged. She saw the potential in Eren to free her as a slave, because Eren was not of noble blood but still wanted to use the power of the founding Titan. This was what made Ymir free from the curse of having to obey the Eldia royal blood family. 2. See directly the love story she wants to feel. Little Ymir, who at that time became a slave, she saw Eldia's lovers. Even she, who was still innocent, was curious about this, because her status as a slave never had the slightest thought that one day someone would love her sincerely. It just becomes an empty wish for her. Unless she can get out of her slave status, it is not impossible for Ymir to be able to find people she loves, get married, have children, and be happy with the family she loves. The adult Ymir has given offspring for King Fritz. Her heart remains empty without experiencing any amorous experiences at all. After years of being a concubine and bearing the child of King Fritz, it still doesn't give Ymir the slightest affection. Ymir, who has never felt loved by others, looks at Mikasa and Eren. He saw Mikasa just like her, because she was willing to sacrifice her life for Eren. After many things they went through, Ymir also saw a condition where Mikasa was faced with a choice to protect Eren and die like she was, or take a different decision from her. Mikasa took a different choice from Ymir. Mikasa herself ended Eren's life with both hands. At this sad moment Mikasa was finally able to be honest with her feelings for Eren. They kissed for the first and last time, and behind them was the figure of Ymir who was watching and smiling. For the first time, Ymir was shown smiling. She smiled maybe because she was happy that her offspring had not made such a stupid decision as she had before. 3. End the curse and the lineage of the Eldians. The Eldians for thousands of years were considered demons by the whole world, because even innocent people share the destiny of being able to turn into mindless titans. The Eldia nation was made as a titan and living weapon, and also a punishment by the Marley nation. Living with this curse is certainly a burden for them, because no one wants to live as a mindless titan. One way to end the curse is to break the lineage of the Eldians who are the subject of Ymir. The Eldians are still connected by the paths in the path world, and the link is Ymir itself. If a creature like the centipede who possesses Ymir is killed, it is very likely that the Eldians will be free from the risk of becoming a mindless titan, or in another way, namely Ymir who has already felt the true meaning of freedom, sees what she has wanted, and gives up all her burdens, then Ymir can release the power and paths connected to her subject in the path world, and after that Ymir can die peacefully and as a free person. 4. Ymir's death. Ymir, who had suffered all her life and was resigned to death, managed to survive and survive. Even when she died, her suffering did not end. She remained a slave to the Eldia royal family in the path world. After being a slave for thousands of years, maybe only death could end Ymir's suffering. She can die if the source of the power and that is holding Ymir is killed. The creature is a mysterious creature shaped like a centipede who possesses Ymir and makes her a titan for the first time. Currently the creature has been successfully removed from the founding titan, and the Alliance forces are trying to kill it. If Ymir dies, the curse and suffering of her and his descendants will end, so Ymir can go and rest in peace without having to become a slave again. 5. The being behind Ymir's power. Ymir, whose life is almost helpless, is saved by a mysterious creature in the form of a centipede or spine that gives her titan powers. This creature is Hallucigenia, a creature that should have been extinct in prehistoric times, but it turns out that there are still alive today. The origin of the creature's appearance and why it has the power to turn humans into titans are still a mystery to this day. In the war between the Jaegerists and the Alliance, these creatures have come out and are trying to be killed by the Alliance. The way to kill this creature is still unknown. Various ways have been done, even with Armin's colossal titan explosion didn't have any significant impact. This creature can only be killed if its weak point is known, and attacks it in that area, just like a titan who has a weakness in the back of its neck. If the creature dies, then Titan's power will end. There is still a possibility that there is not only one creature. Imagine if there are many such creatures like that and they will appear in the world. The world will be destroyed because if that creature spreads throughout the world, then every country that has the power of Titan will fight, so this will heralding the new beginning of a more terrifying Titan era. Thank you for watching this video guys, we will back again with more interesting videos for you. See you next time and goodbye.